you to today's game between the visiting Dover-Sherborn Raiders and the Big Blue of Swampscott. Participating student athletes, coaches, contest officials have all worked diligently to prepare for today's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Ensure that your behaviors reflect the values that should be identified with these student athletes. Assume responsibility for your behavior and the behavior of those around you. If you require assistance, please call upon an MIAA, school, or security official. Our great nation has persevered through the leadership and sacrifices of men and women who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces. We now invite both veterans and current military personnel to please stand and be recognized. We thank you for your service. And now for tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Dover-Sherborn Raiders, Wesley Bunn, Winston Bunn, Luke Seola, Jamie Davis, Sawyer Garzon, Simon Hart, Gavin Lynch, Jack Martin, Will Sahadi, Matt Spire, and Hamilton Zen. And now for the starting lineup for the Big Blue. Number 4, Max Vandy. Number 5, Nico Croft. Number 7, Jack Fredrickson. Number 8, Carson Palmer. Number 10, Max Arredondo. Number 15, Lucas Barreau. Number 17, James Kimbrough. Number 19, Casey DeCamp. Number 21, Costa Shub. Number 22, George Spelios. And in the net tonight, number 23, Charlie Ulberg. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
It is round 16 of the MIAA soccer tournament, and it can't be hosted anywhere else better than beautiful Bloxage Field here in Swampscott. Welcome in, soccer fans. I'm Josh Harriman here to announce for the MIAA tournament against Swampscott Big Blue and Dover-Sherborn. It's going to be an intense matchup as both teams fought their way to get to here. Swampscott having an amazing home game as they won 3-0 against Lowell. And the game is underway. The first 40 minutes up. Dover with a powerful kick, but Charlie Olberg's instantly saving the first attempt. Dover is showing up with not going down without a fight as Olberg punts it down towards center field. Over to Raymond, but taken back by Dover. Fredrickson taken back for Swampscott, but taken right back by Dover's 22. A shot on goal missed by 22 for Dover. Last game, Olberg saved every single goal thrown at him, and Olberg with the kick going midway down their own territory, only taken by Dover. Dover getting near territory of goal. Dover with the kick, but Olberg with the save. Olberg once again with a powerful punt going towards center field. Over to 3 for Dover, back to Fredrickson for Swampscott. Taken back by Dover's 10. Dover 22. Down, high kick from Dover, goes over the net and straight out of bounds. Swampscott gets repossession of the ball. Olberg giving the ball to Croft. Croft with the kick. A powerful kick heading down towards center field. Headbutted by Fredrickson for Swampscott. Taken by Lowell, number 5 and 2. Passed over to 23 for Lowell. Taken away by Spelios for Swampscott. Right back in center field where Arredondo and 10 for Dover will fight for it. As Shube gets it back and taken away by Lowell. Dover, my mistake. Mandy with a powerful kick nearing center field, going past Arredondo, taken away by Dover's 23. Fredrickson trying to stop 23 from getting past near 10 territory. Dover trying to keep the ball playing in center field, but gets past. Goes in between Kimbrough's legs. A high kick over to far field near Swampscott territory. And as Croft kicks it down towards midfield, saving it from going out of bounds. Dover takes repossession, but with Kimbrough right there to kick it down, little past center field. Dover bringing it back into Swampscott territory, straight to Spelios. Spelios getting it right out of their way. Over to Kimbrough. Over to Barad. Barad is the one on two. Barad is not giving up. Barad off the post and barely going in. Barad with almost an early game goal. Just a little bit too high. Even though under pressure, he was still able to make it near the net. Dover will get the ball as their own goal will kick it in. A powerful kick from Dover's goalkeeper. Straight to Fredrickson. Fredrickson trying to keep the possession for Swampscott. Over to Raymond. Over to Shube. Stopped by Lowell's goalkeeper. Dover, my mistake. Dover the pass straight to Shube. Over to Rendondo. Over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough fighting it with passing it over to Fredrickson. Getting it out of Dover's way. Kimbrough with a powerful kick. Kimbrough's bringing it down to Dover's territory. A powerful kick, but not anywhere near the net. May go out of bounds. And it does, and Dover gets possession of the ball. Dover throwing it back in, but Fredrickson's there to get it back for Swampscott and fighting for the ball. And whistle blows, and Dover will have possession of the ball in their own territory. Dover's goalkeeper with the kick. A powerful kick heading down towards center field. Interfered by Croft or Swampscott. Back over to Mandy for Swampscott. Mandy almost on a breakaway, taken away by Dover. Over to Fredrickson for Swampscott. Over to Spelios. Spelios with a powerful kick heading it into Dover territory, but taken right back by Dover. Dover with a little too powerful kick, and Swampscott gets possession of the ball as Croft will throw it back in for Swampscott without wasting any time. Goes past Barad. Dover getting repossession of the ball, trying to keep it in play as they're getting closer and closer to out of bounds. Dover bringing it near center field, but trying to keep it away from Swampscott. As it goes past, heading a little bit into their own territory. Barad closing in fast with Kimbrough. Dover's 23, passed over to 2. Goes straight to Kimbrough, and 23 for Dover interfere. Getting a high pop-up for Palmer to get into play with the ball for Swampscott. Taken right back by number 8 for Dover. Dover with a powerful kick. Getting into Swampscott territory where 22 meets it. A high kick up. Unsuccessful. And Charlie Olberg with the save for Swampscott. The game has just started, and Olberg is showing his possession, showing his great saving as he passes it over with a high kick over to Barad. Barad trying to keep it in Dover territory as he's going for it. It's a high kick, and Dover stops it, goes out of bounds over the gate, and Swampscott gets repossession of the ball. With a powerful kick, almost a goal, but stopped by Dover. Dover with a power kick towards center field, where he's met by 7 and Palmer.
Hold it.
And here comes Kimbrough with the assist. But Dover gets it right back towards center field. Dover with a heavy kick into Swampscott territory. Mike May looks like it's going out of bounds, and it will. Swampscott gets possession of the ball. Here's Olberg once again with possession of the ball for Swampscott, going in for the kick. Last game, Olberg saved every single shot on goal attempt from Lowell last game, having them to win 3-0 against Lowell in round 17. As Olberg with the kick over to Kimbrough and Fredrickson. Fredrickson with a good headbutt towards center field. Over to Aaron Dondo, a heavy kick over to Barad. Barad back to Randondo, where Shube tries to get it back, where it's taken away by Dover's 10. Over to Fredrickson for Swampscott. Fredrickson over to Spelios. Spelios over to Barad. Over to the camp, my mistake. Taken back by Dover in center field. Straight to Fredrickson for Swampscott. Fredrickson with a powerful kick. Over to Barad. A tip off a Dover player. And Barad gets repossession of the ball. Dover with a powerful save. Over to Fredrickson for Swampscott. Dover with a save. A powerful kick towards center field where Dover's 22 will save it. Fredrickson running in, trying to get it back for Swampscott. And no whistle is blown as passes it over to Kimbrough. Goes out of bounds on Dover. And Spelios will throw it in for Swampscott. Spelios with a heavy throw in straight to Aaron Dondo. Taken away by Dover's 5. DeCamp with the great headbutt. Dover and Swampscott fighting it for center field. Aaron Dondo just rushing every player that he sees with the ball. As Mandy takes after him, as Dover brings it into Swampscott territory. Dover with a nice kick, but it goes nowhere. As Swampscott gets repossession of the ball. Dover bringing it back into open field. Trying to clear out Swampscott so they have a chance. Dover with a powerful kick over to 22, but Olberg with the save. That is his 5th save of the game, and it's only about 29 minutes left here in the first half. Both teams still have nothing here in round 16 of the MIAA soccer tournament. Olberg with the light kick. Over to Croft. Croft passes it over to Mandy. Goes out of bounds on Dover, and Swampscott gets repossession of the ball. Swampscott with the throw in. Goes straight to DeCamp. Taken away right back by Dover. Dover playing dangerously by the out of bounds line, where Fredrickson tries to steal it, unsuccessful. Dover keeps possession of the ball, bringing it back towards center field. Dover with a powerful kick. Over to 22, to 23 for Dover. Back to 22. 22, Dover has a powerful kick, but is interfered by Palmer for Swampscott. Dover almost with a chance, but slips on the wet grass as it recently rained here in Swampscott. Goes out of bounds, and it appears Swampscott will have possession of the ball. Olberg with the kick, medium-high kick towards center field. Oh, it goes past Aaron Dondo, where Dover's 5 will pass it over to 12, over to 2, taken interfered by Croft for Swampscott, over to Kimbrough, taken right back for Dover by 4, over to 23. Kimbrough closing in, trying to close that gap to get it back for Swampscott, passes it over to 22, goes out of bounds, and Swampscott gets possession of the ball. And as we see Jack Fredrickson throwing it in for Swampscott. Fredrickson with the throw in. Goes straight to Barad, taken back by Dover's 3. Barad taking it right back for Swampscott. Barad passing it over to Mandy, taken right back by Dover. Goes out of bounds, or whistle has been blown. And Swampscott keeps possession of the ball as they slowly creep towards Dover's territory. Arredondo kicking it in for Swampscott. A powerful kick, bringing it towards the players, interfered by Dover. Dover slips As Dover passes it to 22, goes past Spelios. Palmer's there to save it. Over to Spelios. Spelios tries to take it back, but it's taken back by Dover's 22. Dover's slowly but surely is getting closer to Swampscott goal. And whistle is blown. As it appears it's going to be a corner kick for Dover. Taken by number 10 for Dover. A powerful kick stopped by Spelios for Swampscott. Back over to 10. 10 with a high kick over the net. Interfered by multiple Swampscott and Dover players and goes right out of bounds. Luckily not into the goal. And Swampscott will regain possession in their own territory. Olberg once again with going up for the kick for Swampscott. Olberg with a great kick to Kimbrough, taken back by Dover's 23, but Fredrickson is trying to stop it, along with Redondo. And it goes through multiple Swampscott players' legs, but Spelios is there to stop it. Goes out of bounds, and Dover will get possession of the ball in center field. Dover wasting no time, throwing it right back in. Stopped by Spelios as the ball goes into the stands. Luckily, nobody's hurt. And Dover will try to throw it in. Dover with the rethrow. With Kimbrough taking it back for Swampscott, passing over to Fredrickson. Fredrickson with the save from going out of bounds. Goes straight to Dover's 5. Over to 30 for Dover. DeCamp with the save for Swampscott, taken right back by Dover in center field. Redondo with a powerful boot into Dover's territory. Kimbrough's there with Barad. Dover kicks it out of bounds, and Kimbrough wasting no time throwing it back in. Over to Fredrickson. Almost a goal by Fredrickson, but Dover's goalie has stopped it. Dover throwing it in like time is money. Over to 2 for Dover. Dover with a powerful kick past center field. Taken back by Palmer for Swampscott. Pittman with a powerful kick for Swampscott, but goes right back to Dover's 20. Over to 22. A high kick to DeCamp. DeCamp kicks it past center field, where Dover takes it back. Fredrickson with a great headbutt. Spelios there to back him up. Palmer interfered by Dover. As whistle is blown, and Dover keeps possession of the ball nearing Swampscott territory. Dover with the throw in. Palmer there trying to stop him. As Palmer takes it back for Swampscott with Spelios' help. Over to Redondo. To where Kimbrough kicks it down past center field to Barad. Barad bringing it down towards Dover territory. Interfered by Dover's player, and Dover and Fredrickson are fighting for the ball as it goes back towards center field. Over to Dover's 8. Spelios in front. Fredrickson right behind him as he's the flash. With Spelios' help, brings it back towards center field, where it's taken back by 28 for Dover. Over to Dover's 23 to 18. 18 with a powerful kick. Olberg with a great save for Swampscott as it almost goes in, but tips it off his hand. And ball goes out of bounds. And Dover keeps possession of the ball. Dover with the throw in. Dover keeping it in play as they're bringing it out of Swampscott territory, but trying to keep it in near the net as they want to score in the 16th round of the tournament. Over to 5 for Dover to 10, where Fredrickson and Arredondo are there, but gets booted away by Mandy for Swampscott. Goes out of bounds. And Dover keeps possession of the ball in center field. Dover kicking it to their own goalie, where the goalie kicks it. It's a high pop-up nearing center field, where it's met by Shub and Palmer and Mandy for Swampscott, my mistake. As here's Shub, passing over to Spelios for Swampscott. Spelios keeping possession of the ball, kicking it down. Taken out by 12 for Dover. Dover bringing it down into Swampscott territory. It's getting close. As Shub is there to stop it, passing over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough with a kick over to Dover's 10. Palmer trying to stop it from going to Dover. Over to Mandy, but it's stopped, taken back by Dover. Dover with a powerful kick. But Spelios is there with the help from Olberg as it rolls back near the goal, but is unsuccessful to go in as Olberg's there. Olberg with a powerful kick nearing center field over the Shub. Taken right back by Dover's 10. Dover saves it from going out of bounds. Dover nearing Swampscott goal, but it goes a little bit past Olberg, diving just to be safe. As whistle is blown. And it appears to be Swampscott's ball. And here we have Fredrickson. Fredrickson with the throw-in. As whistle's blown, and it is a rethrow. Fredrickson with the throw-in. Goes straight to 30 for Dover. With Spelios being there to stop for Swampscott. Arredondo breaking away from a Dover player, booting it down to Barad, only to be taken back by 1 and 23 for Dover, over to 30, where Fredrickson's there trying to take it back. Shub gets into the way of the play to help with Swampscott, and Mandy bringing it past center field, and Dover takes it right back with a powerful kick, leaving 8 wide open with Spelios. As it appears, not sure, as it goes over the net from where we are here in the announcer's booth. It looked like it went in, but as it just went high, a little bit over the bar of the goalpost, making it not a actual goal, and Olberg is here with the kick for Swampscott. Olberg with a powerful kick over to Fredrickson. Kimbrough there to help Fredrickson out. Taken back by 30 for Dover. Dover trying to keep Swampscott away from the ball, as Dover kicks it down range in the field, where Pittman's there to just headbutt it, stopping it from going anywhere. A little bit of tussle, and goes out of bounds as on Swampscott as Dover throws it right back in, wasting no time whatsoever. And Fredrickson's there to headbutt it away for Swampscott, as Dover 5 gets it for Swampscott and goes straight out of bounds, and Swampscott regains possession of the ball. with a little over 16 minutes and 19 seconds left here in the first half of soccer play. Both teams still 0-0 as Olberg with a powerful kick nearing center field. As Shub tries to save it for Swampscott, goes out on Swampscott, and Dover gets possession of the ball in center field, throwing it right back into play. Goes out of bounds on Swampscott once again, and Dover starting right back where they started. Dover passing it to 30. A heavy kick to 8 for Dover. Dover with a kick, and it goes over the net a little bit too high, but it does go through the field goal post. Still 0-0. Swampscott has possession of the ball. And here's Olberg with the kick over to Fredrickson. Goes a little bit high, and 8 and 30 for Dover there to receive it. But Redondo is there to take it back for Swampscott, passing over to Spelios. Spelios kicking it down to center field, over to Barad, but 3 heads butted. It's back for Dover. And as a far kick for Dover, and Croft gets it back for Swampscott, and goes out of bounds, and Dover re-gets possession of the ball as they throw it right back in with no time to spare, as they just want to try and score in the first half. A pass over to 30 for Dover, over to 8 in the corner. Olberg with the save. A great save, almost lost it there, but kept it tight. And a powerful kick from Olberg, where a little commotion in center field brought it back, but Kimbrough was there to save it. Dover has possession of the ball, but is stopped by Kimbrough's. Taken back by 30 for Dover. Swampscott bringing the pressure on Dover. A heavy-hearted kick from Dover as they get in near Swampscott's territory, as Olberg's there to save it. As Olberg with the roll over to Croft for Swampscott. Croft with a heavy kick goes over the playing net, and it looks like it's going to be Dover's possession of the ball. My mistake, it's going to be Swampscott's possession of the ball. As we have Croft throwing in for Swampscott. And Barad is there for Swampscott, taken back by Dover. Fredrickson there with the save for Swampscott. As Dover takes it back, bringing it near center field, bringing it past into Swampscott territory. As 8 is wide open for Dover. And Croft with a heavy headbutt for Swampscott as Shub tries to get it away from Swampscott territory. Dover waited a little bit too long as whistles blown, and Swampscott keeps possession of the ball, exiting their own territory. And we have a Redondo with a heavy kick for Swampscott over to Barad. Taken back by Dover. Fredrickson and 30 for Dover are just battling out for the ball. As Dover gets possession of the ball, Fredrickson running up, trying to get it, goes a little bit too far, and Spelios and 8 are fighting for the ball in Swampscott territory. Goes out of bounds, and Swampscott gets possession of the ball. Spelios with that heavy throw and wasting no time. Pass it over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough with a hard kick over to Barad. Barad bringing it downfield. Barad is a 1-on-4. Barad almost with a shot on goal, unsuccessful as the goalie saves it for Dover. Dover's goalie with a very powerful kick making the ball enter Swampscott's territory. Olberg with the save for Swampscott as the closest Dover has gotten to the net in all of the first period. Olberg with another save as Dover gets a second shot on goal, unsuccessful. Olberg is being unstoppable as that is his 8th stop of the night. Olberg with a heavy kick towards center field. Fredrickson there to take it for Swampscott. Goes straight to 10 for Dover. Over to Sawson for Swampscott. Over to Barad. Barad bringing it downfield into Dover territory. Goes out of bounds. As Swampscott keeps possession of the ball. It's a hard kick as Dover players gets in the way. Fredrickson with a shot on goal, unsuccessful as 23 for Dover slides in. And with assist from the goalie, does not go in. As Dover's goalie rolls it over to 23. Cambro's there trying to stop it for Swampscott. Goes past into Swampscott territory. Dover bringing it back into center field over to 23. A heavy kick from 23 for Dover goes out of bounds and Swampscott gets possession of the ball. As a little over 9 minutes left here in the first half. Swampscott with the throw in. Goes straight to Dover. Sawson with the headbutt for Swampscott, keeping it at the entrance of Swampscott's territory. Shub there trying to stop it. Palmer's there with the save for Swampscott. Pass it back over to Sawson. Over to Kraft for Swampscott. Goes over the fence and out of bounds. And Swampscott keeps possession of the ball as they throw it right in. Going past, and Barad is there trying to take it back from Dover. Is unsuccessful. And with help from Arredondo. Over to Dover's 22. Dover keeping it in Swampscott territory. As almost a great setup for a goal, unsuccessful as it goes out of bounds and Swampscott gets possession of the ball.
It is 0-0.
And it looks like it's going to be a corner throw-in for Swampscott. As Arredondo is there trying to take the ball back for Swampscott, but is unsuccessful as 23 gets possession of the ball for Dover. Kicks the ball straight to Shub. Dover with the shot on goal, unsuccessful as Olberg saves it. Swampscott with a great save using teamwork to get it away from the goal. Swampscott trying to bring the ball out of their own defensive territory. As Arredondo is rushing rushing the ball keeper as they bring it over to Dover's 23 with Kimbrough. Ron Latero right to Fredrickson. Fredrickson with a heavy kick, but goes nowhere past center field as 4 for Dover saves it. Dover with a great kick. Kimbrough with a heavy kick. Goes out of bounds, but it's willing to save it for Swampscott as it still stays 0-0 with Dover possession of the ball in Swampscott's own territory. As 10 for Dover with the kick. And Spelios is there to save it. Whistle is blown as not much play has been done, but looks like Swampscott has possession of the ball in their own territory. As we have Spelios bringing it in for Swampscott. Spelios with the kick. It's a heavy kick towards Fredrickson. Fredrickson with a great headbutt, bringing it to center field. Dover with the high kick straight to Fredrickson. Fredrickson, a straight shot to Shube. Over to Redondo. Over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough with an open shot, but it's stopped by 2 Dover players. Over to Redondo once again for Swampscott. Dover gets repossession of the ball, booting it down to center's field where Pittman brings it back for Swampscott, passing over to Sawson. As Dover with a heavy kick goes nowhere to the players, but straight to Spelios for Swampscott. Over to Kimbrough, taken away by 23 for Dover as whistle blows and Swampscott gets possession of the ball. Spelios throwing the ball right back in with no wasting time as it goes straight to Fredrickson. As Dover gets possession of the ball here with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. 23 will throw it in for Dover. Dover's 23 with a great pass to Seven, gets interfered by Fredrickson for Swampscott. A great headbutt by Matthew. And Pittman for Swampscott. Over to Redondo, over to Kimbrough. Pass to Barad unsuccessful as 3 gets in the way. A powerful kick by 3 for Dover, but is unsuccessful to be saved by Dover as Swampscott gets possession of the ball, throwing it right back into play over to Spelios. Taken back by Dover once again to 22. Spelios there trying to save it for Swampscott. As Fredrickson's there kicking it down out of Swampscott territory. Over to Barab, but it's unsuccessful as Dover gets possession of the ball in Swampscott territory. As Dover and Swampscott, a great slide kicking the ball away by Pittman for Swampscott as Dover gets the ball right back. Arendondo's just rushing the ball keeper as he wants the ball out of their own territory and into Dover's net. A kick and a save by Oberg. A little struggle there, but Oberg is there to save it for Swampscott. There is nothing is stopping Oberg tonight with saving Swampscott from not having points on the board with 2:45 left in the first half. Oberg with a powerful kick to center field. Headbutted away by Dover's 13. Fredrickson with the save for Swampscott over to Shube. Shube bringing it into Dover territory. Over to Kimbrough, but is tipped away by a Dover player. Kimbrough and 30 for Dover fighting for the ball. Kimbrough has possession of it, goes out of bounds, and it appears to be Swampscott's ball with Barad throwing it in for Swampscott. As Barad with the kick in, goes straight to a Dover player. Arendondo's there to save it for Swampscott. A stray shot curved away from the Dover's net as it goes out of bounds, and Dover gets possession of the ball. 2 minutes left in the first half. Both teams are tied 0-0. Dover with a powerful kick towards center field, but is stopped by Croft for Swampscott. Over to Shub. Back to Dover's 15. The 30. Where is met by Fredrickson. Straight to Kimbrough for Swampscott. Kimbrough booting it out of there. Where's Barad's there for Swampscott. Bringing it into Dover's territory. Over to Redondo. Rendondo's there. Fredrickson over to Barad. Barad's there and he scores! Well, whistle is blown, and it appears there is a no goal as he was. Dover's goalie with a powerful kick to center field, headbutted away by Fredrickson for Swampscott, straight to Barad. With the help from Shub, goes a little bit too far, and Dover kicks it out of bounds, and Swampscott keeps possession of the ball. Swampscott with the kick in. Fredrickson almost with a great headbutt into the net, but it's unsuccessful as it goes right. And that is the end of the first half of the 16th round of the MIAA soccer tournament against Swampscott and Dover-Sherborn. 0-0. We'll have more after halftime. 40 minutes are back up on the second half here at Bloxage Field for the MIAA soccer tournament as Dover and Swampscott fight to go to the 15th round. 0-0 is still the score as both teams have swapped sides, with Shub leading the drive for Swampscott. Returned by 10 for Dover. Dover keeping the ball in center field as we have Fredrickson running in. Saved by going out of bounds by Dover's 8. Dover's 10 passed it 12, 22. 22 with the powerful kick. Stopped by Olberg for Swampscott. Dover trying to get the ball out of their own territory as it goes straight to Raymond for Swampscott. Over to Barad. Barad bringing it down near entering the goal zone of Dover, where Dover's goalkeeper saves it. Throwing it right back into play. Dover bringing the ball down into center field. Entering Swampscott's territory. Raymond and Spelios are running straight next to Dover's. Swampscott's the slide kick goes out of bounds and Dover keeps possession of the ball. Dover with the throw in. And Palmer with the kick going out of bounds and Dover keeps possession of the ball. Dover with possession of the ball in Swampscott territory. Trying to keep it in play. It does. But is stopped by Palmer for Swampscott, bringing it, exiting out of Swampscott's territory. Where 8 for Dover and 2 keep possession of the ball in Swampscott territory. Goes straight to Kimbrough for Swampscott. Kimbrough kicking it past center field to Barad. Barad bringing it into Dover territory. He's 1-on-3.
Yes, sir.
Taken away by Dover, but Barad fighting to keep possession of the ball for Swampscott. Met up with Kimbrough and Fredrickson. Dover with the slide unsuccessful. Goes to Aaron Dondo for Swampscott. Back to Dover. Dover brings the ball in center field. Dover with a powerful kick. Stopped by Olberg for Swampscott. Olberg with a high pop-up kick into the center field to Shub, where Raymond is there to assist. And Spelios with a powerful kick goes a little bit past Barad as the ball goes flying out of bounds.
Jack behind you. That's not legal.
As with the throw-in, with the kick for Swampscott goes out of bounds once again, I believe. Yep, it does. Goes out on Swampscott, and Dover throwing it right back in with no delay. A powerful boot to center field over to 22 for Dover, where he's met up with Shub and Arredondo saving it for Swampscott. Over to Raymond. Raymond keeping the possession of the ball, passing it to Barad for Swampscott. Back over to Raymond. Goes out on Dover, and whistle is blown.
Jack, you're good.
And Swampscott with the throw in by Fredrickson. Taken away by Dover, goes out of bounds, and Swampscott keeps possession of the ball in Dover territory. Fredrickson throwing it straight in. Taken away by Dover 7. Right, straight to Arredondo for Swampscott. Over to Shub, to Fredrickson. Over to Barad. Stopped by Dover's goalie. Dover's goalie with a roll. It's 5. Met up by Kimbrough for Swampscott. A powerful kick past center field. Over to Dover's 23. Spelios is there to meet up with him for Swampscott. Trying to get the ball out of Swampscott territory. Goes out of bounds. And it appears Olberg will be there for Swampscott. First half, Olberg saved every single shot on goal by Dover. Olberg with a low kick. Goes straight to 8 for Dover. But has multiple Swampscott defensemen on him. As he kicks it away from Swampscott territory. Goes out of bounds. And it appears Swampscott throws it back in. As Raymond has it for Swampscott, bringing it down into Dover territory. Raymond getting close to the goal. Raymond with a shot on goal, unsuccessful. A second shot on goal, unsuccessful by Kimbrough for Swampscott. As Dover gets possession of the ball in their own court. Dover's goalie with a powerful kick hand in the center field. Goes straight to 7. Past all of the defensemen. Olberg's the only person there to save it. Does. Passes it over to Croft for Swampscott. A heavy, powerful kick to Kimbrough. It seems that it goes out of bounds on Swampscott, and Dover keeps possession and gets possession of the ball. 2 for Dover, throws it in. And Fredrickson saves it for Swampscott. Pass it over to Redondo with Kimbrough right there. Passing back to Fredrickson. A pass to Shuba unsuccessful. It goes straight to Dover, but Raymond's there trying to take it back for Swampscott. Dover passes it to 8. 8 bringing it down into Swampscott territory. It goes a little bit too far and out of bounds on Dover. Swampscott gets possession of the ball in their own end. And Olberg going up for the kick for Swampscott. Olberg with the kick is down to Fredrickson. Headbutted off to Redondo. Intercepted by Dover. Over to 14 to 30. Taken away by Shube for Swampscott. Center field taken back by Dover. Dover with a high kick. Dover keeping it in play. But Croft is there to take it back for Swampscott. As 10 and 2 bring it back for Dover. 4 with a powerful kick to 20. Spelios with a body save, passing it over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough kicks it all the way down to center field to Barad. Barad is a 1-on-4. Taken away by Dover. And Dover's goalie with a powerful kick, bringing it back into center field, where Fredrickson meets him. Dover's 30 with a powerful kick to 8. Dover's 8, bringing it back in. Stopped by Raymond for Swampscott. Over to Kimbrough. Kimbrough racing to get it. But Redondo is there to save it for Swampscott, and Swampscott keeps possession of the ball as it goes out on Dover with a powerful throw by Swampscott straight to Kimbrough. Goes out of bounds on Swampscott, and Dover's 2 throws it in. Over to 4 for Swampscott. Takes back by 8 for Dover. Met up with Fredrickson for Swampscott. Fredrickson trying to take it back. Is partially successful as it goes straight to 10 for Dover. Charlie Olberg with a save. and goes out of bounds, and it appears that it goes out of bounds on Swampscott, and Dover gets possession of the ball in Swampscott's territory. Dover's 10 with the kick. And as Dover scores on Swampscott, finally breaking the 0-0 lead. 0-0 tie, my mistake. Dover finally makes the untie-breaking score, making it 1-0 Dover with 28:55 left in the second half. Just because Dover's up by 1 doesn't mean Swampscott can't make a comeback with a great kick by Crawford Swampscott to Aaron Dondo. Interfered with Dover's 10. Going straight to Rendondo. Barad almost with a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but is unsuccessful as Dover gets in the way. Dover kicks it to center field. Goes out of bounds, and Swampscott gets possession of the ball. Swampscott with the throw-in. Goes out of bounds on Swampscott, and Dover gets possession of the ball. Dover with the throw-in. Goes out of bounds without a second onto the field. Swampscott with the throw-in right away. Goes out of bounds once again, and Dover gets repossession of the ball. Dover with the throw-in. With Rendondo trying to get the ball for Swampscott. Goes a little bit past and goes out of bounds on Dover. Swampscott gets repossession of the ball.
Let's go, White! Let's go, Hammy! Let's win this ball, man! Let's go, boys!
Here's Olberg with the kick for Swampscott. It's a powerful kick heading near center field over to Shub. Where referees say that Swampscott keeps possession of the ball, but and Rendondo with a powerful boot down to Dover's territory. Almost a shot on goal! Goes in it! A wide open shot, but curves right as it goes out of bounds. Almost a great shot on goal, but it's unsuccessful. Dover's goalie will present the kick. It's a powerful one to pass center field in the Swampscott territory. Spelios getting the ball for Swampscott. Ooh, ricochet off the face and goes out of bounds. Swampscott keeps possession of the ball. Olberg with the kick. It's a powerful one over to Shub, where it's met by Fredrickson. Pass by Aaron Dunn. As Dover gets it back, but goes straight back to Shub for Swampscott. Pass it over to Spelios. Spelios boots it down the field near Raymond. That goes right back to Dover, entering Swampscott's territory. Is brought back into Swampscott's possession by Spelios. Rendondo with possession of the ball for Swampscott, bringing it near center field. Kicking it straight down to Barad in Dover territory. Dover booting it out. They don't want it in there. And Croft kicking out of bounds, and Dover gets possession of the ball in Swampscott's territory. Passes it over to Dover's 5. 5 passes it over to 2 with Kimbrough trying to block it. Passes it over to 8. Spelios gets in the way for Swampscott. Dover's 30 brings it back. Charlie Oberg with a save for Swampscott. Swampscott keeping possession of the ball. Oberg with a powerful kick, bringing it to center field. Over to Fredrickson. To Kimbrough. Kimbrough passes it right back to Fredrickson. Fredrickson bounces, gets it taken away by Dover, but gets it right back to Swampscott by Arredondo. Arredondo with a great save, passing it over to Raymond, but taken right back by Dover's 12. Arredondo not playing around, trying to get it back for Swampscott, but Raymond does with the assist of Arredondo, trying to keep it. Whistle is blown. As Dover gets possession of the ball. Dover's goalie with a powerful kick. Oberg with a great save for Swampscott. Oberg with a great kick for Swampscott. Straight to Arredondo. Shub there with the assist. Taken by Dover's 10. Oberg with a great save. Oberg keeping the ball for Swampscott as it bounces away. But gets it right back as he kicks it back near center field. To Arredondo, goes over Dover's 5, but gets right back to Dover as it goes a little bit high, and Spelios brings it in, bringing it back for Swampscott. A great save by Oberg for Swampscott, passing over to Kimbrough. Dover's 2 has possession of the ball for Dover. Passing to 8, over to the 10. Back over to 2 for Dover, to 5. Arredondo trying to take it back for Swampscott. Over to 8, where he's met by Croft. As whistle is blown. As it appears to be a penalty kick for Dover. It is up to Charlie Oberg. And it goes in, making the score 2-0 for Dover with 21:37 left in the second half. Arredondo bringing it for Swanson. As Dover's 12 trying to bring it back for Dover. 12 is unsuccessful as it goes out of bounds on Swampscott, but 2 for Dover, bring it back in, passing over to 18, over to 10, over to 3. Eight has possession of the ball for Dover in Swampscott territory. A great save by Shub, but goes out of bounds, and Dover keeps possession of the ball nearing Swampscott territory. As Raymond with a headbutt for Swampscott, with the Redondo kicking it past center field for Swampscott, bringing it right back into Swampscott territory for Dover. Number 10, Raymond with possession of the ball for Swampscott, bringing it near center field, trying to get it into Dover's territory. Raymond is successful. He gets past 2, over to Barad, back to Raymond, but is unsuccessful as he gets booted down past center field from Dover. As Dover's ace trying to get another goal. Unsuccessful as it goes through the goalpost. Over the crossbar of the net. Out of bounds, and Swampscott gets possession of the ball. And here's Oberg with the kick. Over to Raymond for Swampscott. Over to Fredrickson from Redondo. A great save by Oberg as it reaches the net, but is unsuccessful to go in, with Oberg with a high kick to Raymond. Dover with the throw-in, trying to keep possession of the ball in Swampscott territory. Passes back to Raymond, goes out of bounds. And Swampscott gets possession of the ball, exiting their own territory. Swampscott with the throw-in right away over to Raymond. Raymond's triple teamed as Dover gets repossession of the ball, but is taken away by Pittman for Swampscott. Taken right back near center field for Dover. Dover bringing the ball into Swampscott territory. A heavy kick, but is successfully saved by Oberg. Oberg with a heavy kick over to Fredrickson, but is interblocked by a Dover player, number 12. Dover trying to bring the ball back into Swampscott territory with a kick, and another goal by number 12. By number 10 for Dover, making the score 3-0 Dover. With 17:20 left on the score. Fredrickson has possession of the ball, passing over to Raymond. Raymond with a powerful kick, blocked by a Dover player, number 12. Ball goes back and forth at center field, where 12 for Dover keeps it. Passes over to 5 with Fredrickson trying to get it back for Swampscott. With a high up kick. Oberg with the save. Oberg with a kick nearing center field, with Croft there to save it for Swampscott. Fredrickson there to save it, to take it from Croft over to Raymond. Over to Spelius. Spelius with a heavy boot, bringing it into Dover territory. Over to Raymond. Raymond with great footwork. Raymond with a chance. Almost. Barad almost with the assist there, but the Dover goalie just gets there in the nick of time. Dover's goalie with a powerful kick, bringing it past center field over to Pittman. But Fredrickson's there to stop it, but taken back by Dover's 7. Dover's 7 with a powerful kick, stopped by Croft for Swampscott. Goes out of bounds, and Dover gets possession of the ball. Dover with the throw-in. Raymond taking it back for Swampscott, but taken right back by Dover. Raymond bringing the ball in near center field, but taken right back by Dover. Dover trying to heavy boot it over to 8. But as it goes a little left of the net and is unsuccessful. Out of bounds on Dover, and Swampscott gets possession of the ball on their own end. And apparently the officials say that Swampscott does not get the ball, but Dover does, and it goes out of bounds. And Swampscott this time gets possession of the ball with Olberg's powerful kick over to Fredrickson. Whistle is blown, and Swampscott keeps possession of the ball, but it progressively gets further and further away from their own territory and closer to Dover's. Arredondo with a powerful kick with help from Raymond. And almost a shot on goal, unsuccessful as the goalie for Dover saves it with a powerful roll. Dover bringing it past Dover's center field. Ball goes out of bounds on Dover, and Swampscott gets possession of the ball. Little under 13 minutes left here in the second half of the MIAA tournament. Dover leads by 3, Swampscott nothing. Dover then has possession of the ball for Fredrickson's trying to get it back for Swampscott. Arredondo with the save for Swampscott, but it's taken back by Dover's 2. Passed over to 10 to 8 to 5. Whistle's blown on Swampscott, and Dover gets possession of the ball. Just entering Swampscott's territory. Dover with a powerful kick, but is unsuccessful to get there in time as Swampscott regains possession of the ball on their own end. And here's Olberg with the kick. Dover gets it back in Swampscott territory, trying to bring it closer in, but Swampscott saying no, keep it out. And Spelios with a powerful kick to do such a thing over to Raymond. Taken back by Dover. Over to Fredrickson, but bopped away by Dover. A powerful kick to 8. But Arredondo is there. Goes out of bounds on Swampscott, and Dover keeps possession of the ball nearing Swampscott territory. Dover with the throw in, and Casey Kearney's in to take spot as it goes whistles blown, and Dover keeps possession of the ball nearing Swampscott territory. Dover with a powerful kick. And Charlie Olberg with a save for Swampscott. Rolling it straight over to Rendono. A powerful kick to Kearney. Dover with the save. Whistle is blown. And Swampscott gets possession of the ball. Rendono with the throw-in. Out of bounds on Dover with the swift kick of the leg. And Swampscott keeps possession of the ball as Kraft is going to throw it in for Swampscott. Kraft with the throw-in of Kearney. Once again, out on Dover, and Swampscott just throwing the ball in, getting closer and closer to Dover territory. Dover kicking it right back out of bounds. Swampscott staying where they are. Croft with the throw in over to Rendono. A powerful kick from Dover over to Palmer for Swampscott. Over to Spelios to Raymond. Raymond with possession of the ball, bringing it in over to Rendono, but is stopped by Dover.
Let's go, Simon, on that.
Spelios with the ball for Swampscott. 7 rushing in to stop it for Dover. Ball goes out of bounds, and Dover gets possession of the ball. 8:50 left in the second half. Dover up by 3. Dover throwing it right back in, wasting no time. Over to Dover's 10. To 12, my mistake. Boots it down into Swampscott territory to 8. 8 is unsuccessful to get it. As Swampscott gets possession of the ball. Olberg with a powerful kick to Fredrickson, but is stopped by 10 for Dover. Olberg with another save for Swampscott. Olberg with a powerful kick. Dover passing the ball around in Swampscott territory. A powerful kick, but is unsuccessful to go near the goal as Olberg's there to stop it. A roll over to Croft. A powerful kick by Croft to Kearney. Dover bringing it back into Swampscott territory. Where it's blocked by Croft. And Dover's 8 takes it back in Swampscott territory. Croft running up right next to 8. Trying to make Dover bring it out of bounds, but it's unsuccessful. As Ciciotti uses his Spelios uses his body to block it off. Olberg with a great save from going into the net. Olberg with a kick over to Spelios. Spelios trying to bring it into center field. Boots it down over to Barad. Barad is double teamed. Looked like it was about to go in, but goes far left. Stopped by Fredrickson for Swampscott after Dover boots it away. Over to Rendono. A powerful kick is unsuccessful to go in as Dover's goalie saves it. A powerful kick from Dover's goalie over to 8. 10 booting it down into Swampscott territory. Rispelios kicks it away. As Dover throws it back in nearing Swampscott's territory. Pass it over to 10, but Randono is there to pass over to Fredrickson. Croft with a great headbutt. Spelios with a great headbutt, trying to get it out of Swampscott's territory. Almost partially successful. That's with a heavy kick and a save by Olberg. Olberg with a high pop-up kick. Bounces off a Dover player, goes CCR and Spelios. Raymond and Dover 22 fighting for the ball. Kicks over to Barad. Barad keeping it for Swampscott as whistle is blown. With 5 minutes left in the second half, Swampscott trailing by 3. Here's Raymond with the kick. And it almost goes in, but Dover's goalie's there to save it once again. Dover's goalie with a powerful kick, making it go past center field into Swampscott's territory. As Dover is trying to get one last score in, but it's going to be unsuccessful as Swampscott's just guarding the net with their lives. Olberg with great saving, but almost goes out of bounds, and Swampscott kicks it back out of their territory, and Dover boots it right back in. Olberg with a great save from going into the net. A great save by Olberg, and Olberg here with the kick. It's a far kick, go over to Fredrickson, but it's stopped by 8 for Dover. Over to Pittman, taken back by Dover in Swampscott territory. Spelios with a powerful kick, but taken back by 5 for Dover. And you see Croft booting it away from Swampscott's territory and over to Kearney, where Kearney's being double teamed. And Dover takes it back at center field. Booting it down over to Spelios. As both teams are rushing down to the end of the net, but where Croft saves it, but taken back right by Dover's 22. Croft again with another great save. Pittman with the assist over to Randono. Randono boots it over to Kearney. Back to Randono. Pass Dover's 2 over to Barad. But it's saved in, taken away by Dover. Kearney there trying to take it back for Swampscott. Dover with a powerful kick going to center field. Over to Fredrickson for Swampscott to Raymond. Over to Broad. Raymond with a powerful kick on is denied. Goes left of the net. And Dover gets possession of the ball. Dover fighting for the ball with Swampscott. It's nearing center field. Rendono trying to get it back for Swampscott is successful as it goes to Fredrickson. Back to Rendono. Goes to Dover, but Rendono's right back to take it for Swampscott. Back over to Fredrickson. To Raymond, who's almost wide open. Raymond with a shot! Raymond, goes right of the net. Hits the side. From here, it looked like it went in, but is unsuccessful. Dover gets possession of the ball. Dover's goalie with a powerful kick to center field. With Saucin, a great way to use his head. Over to Spelios from Palmer. Palmer over to Croft. Palmer with a powerful kick over to Kearney, taken away by Dover at center field. Dover with a powerful kick over to 8. 8 for Dover, bringing it into Swampscott territory, where Dover is met up by Swampscott's defense. With Swampscott keeping possession of the ball, Fredrickson is there to keep it. Pass it over to Saucin, taken back by Dover, entering Swampscott's territory and getting dangerously close. Croft with a powerful kick. And as the final whistle blows, the final score being 3-0 Dover. And that is it for Swampscott in the MIAA soccer tournament. But you can't win them all. You win some, you lose some. Thank you here for joining me here at Bloxage Field in Swampscott. I'm Josh Harriman. It's been a pleasure. Good night.